Now then everybody, it's Dan from homephysique.com. Now before I start this video, I'm just going to run a little clip of another channel who I'm pretty sure most of you on my channel are already aware of, but if you're not, I'd appreciate it if you take the time to go check him out and subscribe to him. This video is going to be about an inspirational book I've read, and this is an inspirational person for me because he is the person that actually got me into doing these videos on YouTube. He didn't do it directly, of course, but I was inspired by him to do it. It is, of course, Brandon Campbell, so go check out this video.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back.
Okay, so there you go check his channel out. I'd appreciate it if you do that. Anyway, let's get into this video. Okay, so while I was away, I took the time to read a book. Now, it's not something I often do. I'm by no means a speed reader or anything like that, but to be fair, if I go on holiday, it is a tradition that I will get a book and I will read it. The book that I did read was this one. It is Total Recall by Arnold Schwarzenegger. It is his own autobiography, which means obviously it's in his own words, he's done it. There's a lot of biographies for Arnold Schwarzenegger floating about. They're all like written by other people that have researched him. This is from the horse's mouth himself, you know what I mean? So I have to say this is a really good book to read. I mean, like I say, if you don't read books, definitely start reading them and get into this, because this is a good book. I mean, for me, it's always been an inspiration, Arnold Schwarzenegger, because for most people you understand that he came from nothing and basically chased the American dream. So he was born in Austria, he had nothing, and he managed to work, well, he worked his way into America and became the governor of California, which is pretty extreme, one end to the other. This book goes into it all, talks about how he actually did it, how he got there. I'd have to say it's split into, say, like into three sections. The first section is more about his early life, where he got into bodybuilding and he decided how that was how he was going to get to America. He was going to start training, he was going to become a bodybuilder, he wanted to become the best bodybuilder in the world, and that was, as far as he was concerned, was going to be his ticket into America. He knew that basically if he became a top level bodybuilder, he could become a movie star, you know, because there was other bodybuilders that had done the same thing, and that's what he wanted to do, you see. So that's what he did. He ended up getting contacted by Joe Weider, and that's how he got his ticket to America. And then in the second section, it goes into more like how he got into his movie career, you know, things like all his films, how he got to the Terminator, stuff like that. It's quite interesting, really, because he was originally meant to be, he wasn't going to be the Terminator, he was going to be Kyle Reese. But he ended up he got talked into doing the role as the Terminator himself. He didn't want to play bad guys, you see, because he thought it'd give him a bad image in Hollywood. So he ended up taking on the role of Terminator, and obviously, I mean, it's his best role. Everybody knows him as the Terminator. So it was just interesting to see how that happened. In the last section of the book, he goes on about his more politics, and to be fair, I'm not a big fan of politics and that. I'm not really into it all, but it is interesting to see how he went through it all and all the stuff he's had to put up with. I mean, it's totally different challenges to what he's had in bodybuilding and movies and then into politics, but you can see how the qualities that he built in himself over his life has helped to transfer to each thing. And I mean, each thing's so diverse, really, and yet he managed to do all three things. It is a really inspiring tale, to be honest. Like I said, this guy, everybody knows him today. He's a very accomplished man, and he came from nothing. And I mean, if you read the book, it will inspire you to try and make something of yourself. Do you know what I mean? So there's a bit in here where he talks about, and he says some kids were complaining that they weren't getting like college tuition fees paid for. You know, like over here in the UK, it's like education maintenance allowance, or EMA, something like that. Or somebody was moaning that they weren't getting that, and they were saying that they had to work and you know, to have money. And he turned around and said to me, like, well, how many hours are you working a day? And this kid turns around and says, I have to work 6 hours a day, it's ridiculous, blah blah blah. And he turns around and says, 6 hours a day, you know, there's 18 hours left, what are you doing with them? You're just a lazy get, sort of thing. And he's right, because when you look at what he does, he gets up at ridiculous o'clock, and he just got on with it. You know, it was the way we managed to fit so much training into his day was he got up early, did a session, then he did another session later on at night, and it just, like I say, you've all got 24 hours in a day, and if you make the most of your time, that's how you get successful. Simple as that. He does cover his steroid use in here. It's he doesn't lie about it or anything like that, so that's quite interesting. But yeah, definitely give this a read if you get a chance. It's Total Recall, Arnold Schwarzenegger's Autobiography. There you go. Anyway, please like the video, share it with your friends, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Cheers now.